Good day, everyone. For Telesur, I'm Cody Weddle in Caracas, Venezuela. We begin in China, where Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro met with Chinese President Xi Jinping. The Chinese president has announced his country will increase cooperation with the South American nation in all areas, especially telecommunications, technology, and energy. President Maduro also met with different Chinese businessmen and bankers in recent days to promote increased collaboration between the two countries. Maduro is in Beijing in run-up to the CELAC-China Joint Summit in order to strengthen ties with the Asian country and attract foreign investment to the country. Ecuadorian President Rafael Correa is also in China, where he also met with President Xi Jinping on Tuesday. Following the meeting, the Chinese government announced it will invest over $5 billion in the Andean country. The new funds, which will come from the Chinese Import-Export Bank, will be invested in a range of areas from health services to education to security. The Ecuadorian president is also scheduled to take part in the joint ministerial meeting between the Latin American countries of CELAC and the Chinese government. Staying in Latin America, we go to Washington, where Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto met with U.S. President Barack Obama on Tuesday. The presidents discussed several issues, including security, immigration, and the recent change in Cuba-U.S. relations. President Obama offered to increase U.S. support for President Peña Nieto's government despite widespread criticism of the government's link to organized crime. Now, in a press conference afterwards, the U.S. president made only a general reference to the 43 Ayotzinapa students who were forcibly disappeared in September last year.
Obviously, we've been following here in the United States some of the tragic events surrounding the students whose lives were lost, and President Peña Nieto was able to describe to me the reform programs that he's initiated around these issues.
And as Obama and Peña Nieto discussed bilateral relations, new mass graves were found in Mexico's southern state of Guerrero. Our correspondent Clayton Kahn has the details.
Yesterday, 10 bodies and 11 severed heads were found in 7 clandestine graves in the community of Chilapa, Guerrero, the same state where the 43 Ayotzinapa students were attacked and disappeared by police in September. The discovery comes after 11 bodies were found burned and shot in the same community in November. The area has been under dispute by 2 different local drug gangs. Meanwhile, a video has emerged in recent days of an administrator in a town in the state of Querétaro demanding bribes of thousands of dollars for contracts. The mayor, Enrique Carriles of the center-right PAN party, has since fired the official, but is now under sharp scrutiny. Both the themes of violence and widespread political corruption have plagued Mexico in recent years and have come under heightened attention in recent weeks. The news continues to unravel the positive image that President Enrique Peña Nieto has had in the beginning of the first half of his term. This is Clayton Kahn reporting for Telesur here in Mexico City.
Thanks to Clayton. Also in Mexico, 11 people died when federal police attacked civil self-defense forces late on Tuesday. Some witnesses claim the victims were extrajudicially executed. Community-organized defense forces have become common in the south of the country in response to the heavy presence of organized crime and police complicity. And in Colombia, as peace talks aimed at ending the nation's armed conflict continue, the National Liberation Army has announced it will join the peace efforts. The ELN is the second strongest guerrilla group in the country. Now, the ELN announced Tuesday that it is ready to disarm. The guerrilla group said in a statement that it is ready to lay down its weapons if President Juan Manuel Santos and the Colombian government guarantee its legal participation in the country's politics. The guerrilla group greeted the dialogue launched by the president. And in the Caribbean, the government of St. Lucia is hoping to reduce its massive $360 million annual food import bill. Our correspondent Allison Kentish has the story.
Like many countries in the Eastern Caribbean, St. Lucia is facing a huge food imports bill. The government is hoping to reduce this annual $360 million figure and is hoping to do so by helping farmers to produce more. Emmanuel Augustin is an award-winning farmer. He says the goal is a good one, but farmers require incentives if they are to boost production figures. He says farmers continue to battle some of the same problems they did decades ago, including inadequate support to tackle problems such as pest management, rebuilding after storms, and the high cost of inputs.
What I'm saying is that we have to support one another. We, the farmers, need help from the government. We are working but not profiting.
The island's agriculture minister says the goal is to get farmers planting more.
The government of St. Lucia continues to focus on food and nutrition security as the main plank upon which we are going to develop agriculture, and there are a number of successes to report.
The Ministry of Agriculture has launched initiatives such as the Banana and Plantain Diversification Program, which places those two crops at the center of food security and regional export plans. 2014 may have been a bumper year for banana production in St. Lucia, but for those who toil on the land, many of the older challenges remain. From the farming community of Cooley Town in St. Lucia, Alison Kentish for Telesur English.
And thanks to Allison. Taking a look around the world now, we go to France, where 3 armed men stormed the headquarters of the satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo in Paris. 12 people were confirmed dead in the attack, and another 10 people have been critically wounded. The magazine has been a constant target of attacks by religious fanatics since 2012, when it published a cartoon depicting the Prophet Muhammad. French authorities have strengthened security throughout the city and raised the anti-terror alert to its highest level. The assailants are still being hunted by police. United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon confirmed Tuesday that Palestine will join the International Criminal Court in April of this year. The announcement comes as Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas signed the ICC's treaty last week, sparking fierce opposition from Washington and Tel Aviv. By joining the ICC, the Palestinians hope to push criminal charges against Israel for their latest attack on Gaza, which killed more than 2,200 civilians. And in other Palestinian news, a cold weather front is threatening the well-being of the people of the Gaza Strip. Our correspondent Noor Harazin has more.
The one thing that is bothering the people in the Gaza Strip today is that a snowstorm is approaching to the coastal enclave. It already hit the northern Palestine and northern West Bank, and now it's approaching to the Gaza Strip, and it's bothering the people of the Gaza Strip because they are having to contend with 20 hours of electricity blackout each day, which means that they cannot provide any heating source for themselves, adding the fact that over 100,000 Palestinians are homeless due to the latest Israeli protective edge assault on the Gaza Strip.
Thanks to Noor. And winter conditions are also affecting people in Syria. For the condition there, we go to our correspondent Nashwa Abdullah.
On Tuesday night, a snowstorm hit Syria, causing serious damage and loss of life in a country where millions have been displaced by its internal conflict. The thickness of snow on Wednesday reached 35 centimeters in Damascus and about 50 centimeters in the surrounding countryside. The temperature has dropped to be 7 degrees lower than the normal, with a wind reaching 70 kilometers speed per hour. Tragically, a 6-year-old girl passed away due to the bad weather in one of the refugees camps in Lebanon, whilst many villages and refugee camps in the north of Syria were flooded. The difficult start to the year adds the suffering of the Syrian people as they seek to resolve their internal conflict. Nashwan Abdullah, Telesur, Damascus, Syria.
Thanks to Nashwa. We end today on a cultural note in Mexico, where residents there are commemorating the 29th anniversary of the death of Juan Rulfo. The renowned writer received various awards throughout his life and career, such as the Prince of Asturias Award and Mexico's National Letters Award. The author's career was marked by his interest in rescuing Latin American folk stories, and his novels portrayed the common issues faced by rural and indigenous populations throughout the region. More on those stories and others at our website. Check it out, telesurtv.net/English for Telesur English. I'm Cody Weddle. Have a great day.